Hello and welcome to Nanapod, a podcast dedicated to the fantastic manga written by A. Yazawa. I'm Crystal, and I'm joined by my best girl Kirsten as we dissect this manga, discussing everything from the emotions, the cultural impact, as well as any headcanons that might be floating around in our brains. With this podcast, we hope to preserve a shoujo staple that sadly hasn't been talked about in a very long time. So come with us. We're waiting for you in apartment 707.
Oh my oh my god.
It's good. I love it.
I mean, speaking of like what characters would smell like, before I go down another tangent about a YA author, which we can do after, just put a pin in it. But
Okay.
okay, so we know that Yasu would smell like cloves and probably like, I don't know, I feel like he would wear like a really sultry like oil cologne.
Yeah, I can see that.
You know what I mean? Like not like a spray,
No.
but like an oil.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it's like his soap.
Yes.
Right? Like a sandalwood soap or something like that.
Yeah, I can see that.
What do we think? Well, Hachi would wear whatever perfume she felt like wearing that day.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that Hachi has a smell.
No, she's
But
gonna choose whether she's a cucumber melon bitch or a vanilla bitch that day.
right, that day. But I do think that she has like a shampoo that she loves.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Probably
Um
lavender. I don't know.
Nana Nana just smells like wet cigarettes.
Just wet cigarettes?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Sorry, I opened a soda water. But yeah, I think that Nana smells like, do you think that she like, I mean, she's clean. We know that she's clean, so soap and wet cigarettes?
Yeah, just probably just like a bare bar soap, no fragrance, I don't think.
Right. Well, like I just learned that Marilyn Monroe smelled like medicated soap. Like it's a
Ooh,
very particular soap from that time period, and it's like a medicated soap. And that's what she smelled like.
interesting. So she smells like menthol,
Mm-hmm.
but not like the cigarette?
Not menthol. Hold on. It's like there's like this one soap, and this person who's obsessed with her went and found the soap and bought a bunch of the soap, but all the soap was like musty and old. And so then researched what's the closest smelling soap to that soap. Um and it was a whole thing.
It was a
But
whole
like
thing.
it has like
Yeah.
a Marilyn Monroe soap. Like she just used like this old people soap, and like the person who like took the time to like find the soap, like when she found a soap that's like a soap that's made today, that's the closest thing to that old school like sailor soap or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Um she said that it smelled like her grandparents' house.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, who do you
Um
think invented that smell?
like right, exactly. Like but it's like a medicated soap. And now like I'm super like curious about this soap because I'm like, you know, I want to try this soap because it's supposed to do like all these great things. And they still make
Mm-hmm.
a similar soap today. Um and she found it because like some dude who used to like sit next to her wrote about what she smelled like.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Only a
Right.
little creepy, but you know.
I mean, yeah, there's that.
Yeah, but
Okay,
maybe
so it's
strong.
active fetal soap. Okay. Hold on. I got to see if this is it. I'm like, now I'm invested. So I think that, well, I mean, Rero would probably smell kind of like florally,
Yeah.
right?
Either floral or citrus.
Yeah, I could see a citrus floral. For some
Yeah.
reason, I like think like pretty,
Yeah.
right?
Pretty. Mm-hmm. Light and airy and flowery.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then, I mean, Takumi obviously smells just like cologne, like like a high
Yeah.
end cologne, like a
Okay.
man smell.
Right, right. And sorry, my first reaction in my head was just like, you mean like when you after he walks by, you're like, dude, you don't have to bathe in it. Like
No,
just
probably that too.
okay, okay. Oh
I
no.
feel like I feel like he smells.
Like in a bad
Like he
way?
has a smell. No. No, there's just this like
Okay.
it's a wafting smell.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Cuz he's like and cigarettes. I mean, they all smoke inside. So they all smell
Right.
like cigarettes.
Also
I
like
just feel like
yeah.
Nana probably smells more like cigarettes than the rest of them.
Yeah. And I realized the other day, like sometimes like the oil from people's skin when they do like smoke actually doesn't smell too bad, and then some people it's like, oh, this is
I mean, some
awful.
people it's terrible, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why I just put that together, but
Cuz it
it's
just come out your skin. It also depends on how much you smoke.
true.
And I think that it's more like what kind of cigarettes you smoke.
Like, what do you smoke?
Yeah, exactly. Like how many chemicals are in that shit.
Right? Shin,
Um,
do you have a
right?
scent?
Do you
Do
have
you
a
s-
scent?
do you
Hmm.
smell? You
I feel
know?
like Ren smells like cigarettes and like the Draco Noir, like the cheap like cologne.
Oh yeah, yeah, I can see that.
You know, like he's like, "Oh, I got this when I was 15 and I'm still using it."
Mm-hmm. It's the it's the same bottle.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Poor Ren.
Ren.
um, well, like that's
Oh.
his smell.
Mm-hmm.
And like old leather. But like now he's rich, so maybe not old leather. But when he was like not rich, for sure old leather.
Yeah. Yeah, because of the especially the jacket. The
Right?
jacket.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
exactly. Like that's a punk rock smell.
Mm-hmm. At least Nobu doesn't smell like cigarettes.
Nobu does not smell like cigarettes. Nobu also doesn't wear cologne. He probably just, I mean, I don't think Japanese people need deodorant.
Probably not.
Yeah, because they don't have the gene,
Oh, they don't have like
right?
okay.
A lot of Asian people don't have that gene. They also don't have like greasy earwax.
Oh, that's must be nice.
It's dry.
Oh, well that's
Nathan doesn't have to wear deodorant.
lucky.
Um,
I
but like
mean,
I feel like I feel like if Nobu wears deodorant, he smells like deodorant.
right.
That was my point. It wasn't a racially charged comment. It was very much like
No, no, I know it wasn't. Like,
Nobu would smell like deodorant.
right? What do you what do you smell like? Degree. You smell like degree.
Right. You smell like Old Spice. Okay.
Old Spice. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Yeah. Something simple. Like he wouldn't want to put a lot of thought into it either.
Nah, like he'd be yeah, I was thinking that too. I'm just like Nobu feels very scentless.
Right?
Um,
Yeah. Yeah. He smells like him.
just him, warm
Right?
skin. Yeah.
Warm. Yeah. Warm skin.
Warm skin. I mean, that's they've said that in some smut stuff before. He just smells like warm skin. Like,
Warm
yeah,
skin.
warm skin. It's kind of sad. It's kind of
It does have a
sweet.
scent, but it depends on the skin. Um. Uh.
Oh,
Jeez.
it's
Shin.
true.
Shin definitely smells like something.
But what? Well,
Hair
cigarettes,
gel.
hair gel. Oh yeah, yeah.
Hair gel, cigarettes, and I feel like he does wear like a cologne.
Uh-huh. Oh no. What was that really popular hair gel in the early thousands? I
He
had
wears
some.
CK1.
Seek, is that a cologne?
Yeah, I used to wear CK1. CK1 is like an androgynous scent from the early 2000s.
Okay.
I still love that smell so much.
What was the
Um,
popular hair gel from the early thousands? I had some. It was advertised like all the time.
but yeah, he smells like hair gel for sure.
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember if the specific one is gonna kill me. And it was specifically, I think they sold it in Hot Topic, I think. Cast my mind back.
Go, brain, go.
Yeah, I
Um,
can't remember. I can't remember. I had a bottle of it forever. And I know they specifically, it's like, oh, you use this to, it's like for really firm stay. We use it for Liberty spikes and shit.
oh, so I
Um,
just used glue.
Well, Oh no, it's gonna bug me. I can't even see the bottle in my head anymore.
But yeah, hair gel is a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. Who have we forgotten? Naoki.
We always forget Naoki.
Naoki. Naoki smells clean and sparkly and
Sparkly,
like
yup.
fruit.
Like fruit, yeah.
Yeah, actually, I think he would smell like fruit.
Fruit. And that's also not a sexually charged.
No, it's actually not at all. I literally mean like he smells like a blend of like citrus and berries. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's what he smells like.
Yeah. That's nice.
Right? It's cute like him.
Yeah.
And then what's her name?
Ice. That was the name of that fucking hair gel. Sorry, I had to go find it. It was
Okay.
bugging me.
It's okay. And then not Momoko, what's her name?
Oh, Misato?
Masato.
Misato.
Masato smells like strawberries because like that's just really stereotypical for like lowly fashion.
It, I like the smell of strawberries.
I do too.
But
I've
also
I
she
have
she
strawberry stuff
would.
that I've ordered from like countries that make strawberry stuff.
Right.
Yeah,
She
she would.
would too because Nana also likes strawberries on her cake and it's a whole thing.
Right. Well, and Miwako in Parakiss, that's like a whole thing. She smells like strawberries. She lets Carolyn use her like strawberry soaps and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a thing. So I feel
Oh,
like it's in the same vein.
that makes me miss I used to have strawberry shampoo
I
for
did
my
too.
hair.
I ordered it. I ordered it from Japan.
I went to my local store, which means it's probably not as good, but it smelled
It
so
was
great.
it was really expensive, so I don't recommend. Not worth it. Um, if I were rich though. Who-
Yeah.
Are we forgetting anybody else?
I'm going
June?
through
June and
June.
Kyosuke smell like
Mm.
patchouli.
Oh yeah, Nate would be pissed
Why?
because he hates patchouli.
Oh, I don't mind patchouli. I don't mind patchouli if it's mixed with other things. I think patchouli by itself, it's overdone. And I think my biggest issue with patchouli is not a reason to not shower. Patchouli is not something to cover up BO.
Yeah, so that's like actually his problem with it. For one, I'm always like patchouli. He's like, ugh, it smells like dirt. But then he used to, when he gamed at Evergreen College, he's like, all of the hippies there would wear patchouli. He's like, but
Yep.
it's like patchouli and you can smell the body odor underneath it, and I just can't.
See, I like patchouli like in its raw form and burning it,
Yeah, that's why I like patchouli. I'm just like,
right?
but it does
And I
smell
like
nice.
patchouli when it's like if it's an oil mixed with other things like lavender and sandalwood. You know what I mean? I like it
Yep.
layered as a
Yep.
note within the layering.
Right.
Because like it's not I think that it's something that has to be blended in order to really like make it.
Appreciate.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, but
Yeah.
I feel that way about a lot of scents in general.
That's totally fair. Yeah. I agree. I like
Um,
non-chapa. I really like non-chapa.
Same.
It smells just nice.
Smells like Seattle in the 90s.
It does. It really does.
Smells like going
That's
to Pike Place in the 90s. Like that's what that is.
yeah. Oh, but that's a great memory.
Okay, did we forget anybody else?
I'm going through
I
the
guess
list of
like as we
people.
like come across people in the
Mm,
chapter, we can
right? And this is their smell.
I just thought it was a good segue. Like I thought it was a really
Right.
fun segue from cinnamon.
And cinnamon.
They smell like sea breeze and cinnamon.
Yeah. Oh, dude, you'll have to like watch it. And she just does a lot of these where she's very obviously roasting like the Sarah J. Mosses of the world, and I think
Yeah,
that's very
I get
funny.
that. I get that. I mean, it's due time.
Yes, it
The part
is.
the part that I was gonna put a pin in because now I can't, is that Dragon series that came out, like the fourth wing or whatever. I don't
Dragon
remember.
series?
She's
Okay.
she's a Zionist, and so on
Oh.
TikTok they started talking about how like she was saying that like the dragon names and some of the character names and stuff were Gaelic, and so a bunch of people were like, actually they're Gallic, and you're saying them completely wrong. There's a difference between Gaelic and Gallic, right? And so they
Is-
were trying to like educate her on it,
What's the
and
difference? What's the difference?
regional.
Oh,
They're completely
okay.
different languages.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're different languages.
That's
Um,
fair.
and so, like they were like, and it's also just a matter of like Gallic speakers getting irritated with the fact that like they're just completely forgotten.
Yeah.
Right. And so that's totally fair. Like that's their place, that's their lane. I will support them.
Mm-hmm.
So then it started unraveling that there's a high possibility that her books are written by AI.
Ah. Oh, I've been waiting. I've been.
Right? And, like, her book, like, blew up, and
Mm-hmm.
I think it's because she did, like, TikTok marketing, and so people were, like, so stoked for this book, and the first one, I actually listened to part of it on the audiobook, and I couldn't handle it. Like, I could not handle it. I was like, "This just like, I can't connect what's going on in this story, like, I can't keep up. I don't know if it's me. I don't know." I was like, "I don't know if it's me. I don't know if it's, like, I don't do well with this writing style, like, what it is," and then they were like, "And it's probably written by AI." And then she pumped out the second one so fast.
Mm.
Yeah.
That looks suspicious.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, like, it's like she's a Zionist and she just released this book.
Oh, yeah.
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 Oh, I'm
Yeah.
so
But, just I know I've been waiting for people to like, and I don't care if people want to use an AI generator to write a book. Like, I really don't. I honestly don't. Like, I could care less. Edit your book,
yeah, I
right?
mean, editing tool, I could use
Do
an
your
editing
research
tool.
still.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, if you don't even know the origin of the names that you're using because you didn't do the research that authors do when they're writing a book,
Mm-hmm.
or like maybe don't write a book in reference to other people's cultures if you don't even know how to like say the things.
Yes.
Just saying.
Maybe don't do that.
Write what you know. Even if it's
Yeah.
fantasy, even if it's fantasy, you can create a fantastical world and it doesn't have to like sound exotic.
Yeah, actually that's actually easier.
Right, exactly. So then you don't have to like struggle in your fucking interviews trying to pretend like you know what you're saying.
Mm-hmm. Which
Interviews are
like
so bad.
oh, I
Oh my
bet
God.
they
I feel bad for
are.
her. I have like secondhand embarrassment. Anyway, we're on chapter 39
Yeah,
and
the doing it chapter. That's what
doing it
this
chapter.
is.
What's the doing it chapter? We don't know who smells like cinnamon. We're gonna find out.
We're gonna
So,
I'm gonna find it's gonna be and dot 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 and cinnamon. Yep.
and dot 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 and cinnamon.
And cinnamon. It's not Yasu. No.
It's not, even though Yasu, I could see Yasu having a hint of cinnamon.
Is it because of the cloves? Like
Yeah.
cloves are yeah.
Yep. Cloves and cinnamon go together.
It's
Oh,
true.
Yasu.
Oh, Yasu.
Yeah. Our
It's good.
unproblematic king over here.
Yeah.
So I have like the pages that are like, you know, we have pictures of Rira and Shin, and then it says like special notes, the translator notes and information, and they're still doing the contest for the art and things.
Mm-hmm.
And I even had some updates with some people's turned in art, which are really cool. Um, and I have a color page. My first page is a color
Ooh.
page. And it's of like, I don't know if this is Tokyo Square, but we'll assume for the sake of not knowing that it is.
Mm-hmm.
And it has Blackstones and it has like the release date, which is Halloween 2001. I almost said 2021. I'm like, I wish. Um, I honestly just wish it was 2001 again.
I do
Uh,
too.
like I
Really do.
know like it wasn't great, right? But like I
Yeah.
also just need a break from right now and like I know that there's so many similarities that it is insane.
Yeah. Yeah.
In like not a great way, but like I don't know.
Right? No, it's, just go back for a little bit.
Right? Just a smidgen of time would be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So mine starts off with like narration. It says my dream is to make our band famous, to let everyone in Japan remember my name, even if it means that someone, in quotes, will not be calling my name anymore. It doesn't matter.
Mm.
And then um I have like a piece of art that's it's the one that we've all seen where they're standing in front of a wall and it's tagged in the back in red and it says Blackstones and Nana is in the heart Vivian Westwood like jacket.
Hmm.
And it says to the dream for you. Yazua I Spiritual Works.
Huh.
Volume 39. Huh.
I do not have that.
But like spiritual works.
I don't know.
I know. That's why I'm confused. And then there's the
Mm.
black and white version of it. It says chapter 39.
Yeah.
And then we see a cityscape and we see a sign that says Blackstones. And oh, it's the new manager man.
Yeah, it's Genpai.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And um what would he smell like? Cinnamon.
Cinnamon. I don't know. He seems um he also seems like a certain kind of cologne, but I don't know what.
Okay, let's muse on it.
Okay.
Because I feel like I don't know what he would smell like.
Sweaters. Smells like
Sweaters.
sweaters.
He does wear sweaters a lot, not just in this cell.
Yeah,
Um
like a woolly.
he smells woolly.
He smells woolly.
Smells like fabric softener. And
Yeah, that's it.
and he probably just smells clean. I feel like he just smells clean. His hair is always like buzz cut, like it's never disheveled. And
Hmm.
he's like, I don't know, he's got his little mustache, so I feel like he's like smells clean, like aftershave and like fabric softener.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
To- cozy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It says your rehearsal is scheduled at 12 p.m. for an hour. If you're hungry, here's some packed food. You still have 30 minutes. And then it shows all these clips of like what their schedule is, which is like mic test, run through, like it's like minute by minute. Pre-program, pre-airing. And then it says like at 11 to 12 is Trap Nest, at 12 to 1 is Blackstone. So they go on after Trap Nest. And
Hmm.
Shin is looking at this schedule, and Nobu's like, "Excuse me, but what's this after the run through at 6?" Because they're both like, look, they all both have their own schedule.
Hmm.
And Gippai goes, "It it means more rehearsal, rehearsing for the program content." And Nobu goes, "Oh." Shin says, "A rehearsal and a run through take up quite a bit of time. What other work do we have?" And he goes, "Today there's only this program, no other work. That's the first time you guys are going live, right? Well, concentrate and do your best." And Nobu's like, "Ah, can we sneak out for a bit during breaks?" Um, and Jupai is like, "Concentrate, concentrate." "Have you even been listening to me?" And
Nope.
Jin's like, "I was thinking." "Could I use that time to take a quick nap in the car? I didn't have enough sleep. I'm about to faint, and it's so noisy here." He looks so pathetic.
Right? I'm just
I'm like, "What are you planning? What are you scheming?"
right. Look at me. I'm just a little baby. I'm so
Right?
tired.
I'm just a child. Ooh.
I mean, actually.
Right? Exactly. And then we have a scene change with Rira.
We do, and she's singing in front of the cameras. This guy's like, okay, that's good, cut, and then they're leaving, and we see like a watch, and it's Yasu. He's looking at the watch, and someone's walking by as Naoki and Rira are coming out of the store, and she's like, "Good job!" And they see Yasu, and Naoki says, "Yasu!" And he just smiles. And Naoki comes over, and he's like, "How are you doing? All right, yay!" And he taps him on top of the head with his drumsticks, and
Yep.
goes tap tap tap. And Yasu's got a sweat drop. He says, "So you're obnoxious on the clock, too." And Reaver just yells, "You traitor!" And then she goes, "Whisk!" And she's turning away and she's all smiley. And the boys are just kind of standing there like, "Oh, what? Dot, dot, dot." And here comes Takumi and he goes, "Scary, dude. Girls don't forgive or forget. Don't worry about it." And there's Ren, and
Ren just laughing.
he's just laughing.
See, in mine, Takumi says women are really stubborn.
I
I don't
mean,
even know, like, why is she upset at them?
I'm assuming that because her and Takumi had that conversation like in previous chapters where they were just sort of breaking down like, well, Yasu eventually went to start
Uh,
his own band because Nana.
yeah, okay. Gotcha.
And
Okay.
these are her feelings. I suppose. I don't know. She's all smiley.
I know. Like
So
she's like, yeah, yeah, exactly.
it's like, are you really mad? Are you is it just your humor again, Rira?
Right? Which one is it?
Which one is it? I need to know. Um, and then Yasu, looking really concerned, he says, "Hey Ren, wait, I want to talk." And he smiles at him. He's like, "About?" And Kumi's got all the lines and the sweat drops, and he says, "Good timing. Chew him out. I don't want him getting high before the broadcast." And now Yasu looks mad, and Ren looks nervous. And I guess there's like a small scene change in here because they're, you know, it's gonna go to the bathroom and chew him
They're gonna
out.
go to the bathroom. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's just like dots to dots, and there's a thud because he pushes him against the wall, and he's like, "Ren, you're addicted again." Ren is like, "No, it's okay." And Yasu's like, "The blank look in your eyes gave it all away." And Ren's like, "Just a little." And Yasu's like, "A little of what? Weed? It's really quite healthy, and you don't get addicted." And Yasu's like, "You're addicted already, right? And it really doesn't matter that it's weed because you'll soon progress to heavier stuff. Why don't you ever learn?" And Ren like holds up his hand, like Yasu's like angry.
Yeah, he's
He's
yelling.
yelling. But Ren holds up his hand like he's afraid of being hit. And he's like, "I'm sorry. I won't do it again." And then he like falls to the floor and now Yasu looks sad. Um and he pulls out a cigarette and he's like, "Ren, you don't have to worry. I won't snatch Nana away from you." And Ren's like, "I know. It's always been like this. You would just give everything to me. I really hate you for looking down on me." Jeez.
Right? I'm like, "Oh, and
And Yasu throws his cigarette on the ground. Like,
mm-hmm.
he didn't even get to light it.
Nope.
Throws it on the ground, and he's like, "As soon as Nana's not by your side, you become all unstable. No one can stand to see you go on like this. Nana is exactly the same. She's just like you." Throw the cigarette. Bounce.
Mm-hmm.
Now Ren looks sad. And Yasu like kneels down and he's like, "She's on drugs? No wonder she's so weird. Quite violent." And Yasu's like, "She's not. But if you just left her on your own, God knows what she'd be like." Hachi's incident made me realize that her mother abandoning her must have really hurt her deep inside. This industry is not suitable for you. I regret encouraging you to go to Tokyo. Ren, stop forcing yourself. You're not like me or Takumi. Don't think too much. Just do what you feel like doing." And Ren says, "But if I do, that's that if I do that, there's no way I can survive long in anything I do. And we have seen change.
Mm.
I
So
know.
sad.
I know. He doesn't have any self-confidence.
Or control.
That's self-confidence.
Oh, well, that, yeah. Poor Ren.
Yeah, that's still confidence. Having control over, well, I mean, I don't believe you can have control over your life. But anyway, it's still confidence though, in like
Hmm.
how we treat ourselves.
Yeah. Ooh, that's so sad. But it's Rira. She's got her phone out and it goes beep. And her assistant, who, what does she smell like? Pencil shavings and coffee. All I can think of.
I feel like she does wear a perfume,
Yeah, probably.
but it's like it's kind of like a classic perfume.
Like Chanel?
Maybe something like that. Like something that's like not quite a grandma perfume, but definitely a grandma would wear it.
Right.
Like Chanel.
Like Chanel, yeah.
Chanel number 5, pencil shavings and coffee.
Yes. Just working all the time. It's like, get me the things. It's like, okay,
Gotcha. I got you. Here's a pencil. I just sharpened it.
I did. Oh,
By
she's
hand.
by hand, yeah, with the old.
Mm-hmm.
And she says, Trust is a good song, no matter how you cut it. Playing on this show will be a big push, and the first release of the CD will sell out in a flash. I think she's got drinks for them right now, and I'm convinced it's coffee. So,
It is.
all right,
Tiny little coffees. Tiny little coffees.
tiny little coffees, espresso,
It's probably
and
tea.
it's probably tea, yeah. And Takumi says, "You think? I think the sales department overdid it with the oh god, 800,000 copies of a single. Even if they miss their mark, I'm not taking the heat." And Naoki says, "So what's the initial run for Blast?" And the assistant says, "I don't know. They're so hot in the news. Won't they sell 1 million copies? But even Gaia won't spring for 800,000 copies of a single for a new band with no track record. We'll hit number one on the charts for sure." And Naoki says, "Cool, goody, heart." And
Oh, and mine he
Takumi's,
says, really?
"Oh, that's better."
He says, really? Question mark.
Really? Yeah, that actually sounds more like Naoki than just like cool. That sounds kind of mean. It's like, oh, good. We'll be number one. Fuck Blast. Oh.
Right?
And Takumi's like, you really think so? If I were Gaia, I'd just go for it. Initial run, 1 million copies. It's none of my business, but it sends shivers down my spine. And the assistant says, but if it tanks, they'll lose so much money. They've already spent a couple 100 million yen in promotion. Shivers down your spine? And he says, but that's why they should do it. They've invested so much already. They have to recoup that investment. If they produce even more copies than we do and hit number one on the charts the first week, the media circus will get even crazier. People buy what's selling now. If there's a pile of CDs from a new band that makes it to the top of the charts, everyone will buy it just out of curiosity for a little while. And then we have a scene change.
Just Nana singing into the microphone aggressively.
Mm-hmm.
And some dude says, good, okay. And then they're walking down the stairs, and it's Nobu and Jinpai, and then Shin behind them, and then I assume Yasu and Nana, I see like a bald head.
Mm-hmm.
And it says, Jinpai, can I pop out before the run through? And that's what Nobu says. And he's like, you're
Mm-hmm.
so stubborn. Going to meet a woman? Question mark. Nobu's like, I don't have a woman. Women are demons.
Sorry, Nobu.
And women are demons.
Women are demons. That's it.
Exclamation point. And then Shin like touches him on the shoulder and he looks like super sleepy and he's like, Senpai, where are the car keys?
I'd like to
And
point
so
out
then
that
he
this
like,
is the same look that he had when he needed to, like, my stomach hurts. Got to go to the
uh-huh,
bathroom and have a cigarette.
exactly. And so then he like touches his cheek and he's like, "Are you all right, Shin-chan? Why don't you use the dressing room for a nap? You poor thing." And Shin is like, "It's okay. It'll be more comfortable in the car." And he has his hand out. And Nobu's in the back and he's like, Why does Japai treat Shin nicer than he treats me?" And so then Shin goes walking off and he's like, "Wake me when it's time, shaky shaky." And Jipai's like, "He's so young, but he's so weak already. I better force him to stop smoking." And Nobu just like looks like he's got the lines under his eye, he's got the sweat bead, and he's like, "You're treating him nicer, Genpai." And he's like, "I'm also gonna collapse here. I'm also very pitiful." And then it's Yasu and Nana, and Yasu's like, "Nana, why don't you go take a nap in the dressing room also?" And Nana's like, "You're right. I want a private dressing room so I can have a peaceful and quiet nap." And then she starts walking off and she turns around and she's like, "You want to sleep with me?" And then she's like, "Come." And there's a big heart and like her finger wagging. And Yasu's like, "Enough already." And then she's speechless, and Yasu, Nobu, and Jinpai are walking off, and Jinpai's looking back, and he's like, "Where is Nana going?" And Yasu's like, "She's going back to her room for some rest." And Nobu's like, "How come only the lead vocalist gets a room?" And then it says, "Because they're demons?" Question mark. I don't know if this does this count as a scene change? It could be a scene change.
It kind of is,
Yeah.
'cause she's walking
Yep.
away.
He's walking away.
And she's like got the sweat drop. She's like, ugh, like all the water stress things behind her. She's like, what does he mean? Enough already. He meaning Yasu. It's like we haven't done anything yet. How can Yasu be so pure and perfect all the time? He's like a Buddhist monk who's reached the state of enlightenment. Does he really just love me like a sister? And she looks over to the door that says trap nest and says Rira's name under it. She says, but Yasu's a guy. He must get horny too. And she's thinking, like, does he jack off to Yuri? I can't imagine it. I can see Nobu doing it. But maybe it's something I shouldn't try to imagine.
Oh my god. Okay, so in mine it says he still needs to have sex. Is he using Yuri for that? It's a bit hard to imagine that. With Nobu, it's almost a certainty. But why am I thinking of these things?
Mine's always just so much more raunchier.
Right? It's just like, I mean, I don't know, I feel like maybe they felt like they couldn't say sex?
I guess.
Like masturbation's more acceptable?
Sure.
I don't know. I don't understand. Anyway,
Even though it's the thing that makes you blind and turn
I
into a
wonder if this has
werewolf.
been burned by I wonder if this has been burned by Mormons.
Maybe. Oh,
Possible.
maybe, yeah. And so now she's at her door. It says Blackstones. It says Nana underneath. And she's thinking with Ren, if I didn't see him for a month, he'd sleep with some girl for sure. Not that I care. I'd actually be relieved. And the door goes click. To which I wonder, did she think that in yours?
Okay, so it says, um,
Hmm.
as for Ren, if I ignored him for a month, he would definitely find someone else to sleep with. But that's okay. It's easier that way.
Mm. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because they've been trying to like play Ren off as like a player, like in my whole Viz Media translation.
Well, it's
So.
because like, and yeah, that's something that's really interesting. And I think that a big contribution of that is they're just running with like rock
Mm-hmm.
star Ren, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, and he used to be like a player,
Right.
right? So I think that they're just trying to milk that, like rock stars are supposed to be this way, and it's like Ren is not inherent. I don't think Ren is inherently like that. I like from day one we know that like with Nana it was different.
Yeah, exactly. So I've been confused the whole way. You're like, what are you talking about? Like sleeping with somebody else? Like,
Right. Yeah.
mine goes click.
Well, because
Yeah.
she opens the door and she sees Ren
Uh-huh.
and he
He's
says, "Welcome back."
yeah, mine says welcome home with a heart. And he's reading a magazine about himself.
Yes, he's reading a guitar magazine where he is on the cover.
Yep. Which is and her eyes get big. And she goes, slam, and she slams the door shut, and then she clicks the lock shut. And she looks back at him and she goes, what are you doing in here? And he says, house sitting. It's not safe to leave things in here with the door unlocked. There might be some sketchy guy who just walk right in. And she's like, oh, yeah? What are you going to do if someone sees you? Get out of here. He says, don't be mad. I'm sorry I left you alone for a whole month. And now she's kind of like flustered and she's like, no, I'm not mad. I left you alone too. And then they're like silent. And she's thinking, we have to talk. Seeing each other every now and then, talking about,
Oh, no, no.
oh no,
She
it's
says,
not the
"We
same.
need dot 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 to put an end to this."
Oh, I think she's getting there in mind. Just taking a hot fucking minute. um, and she's like seeing each other every now and again, talking about each other, holding each other, going out like a hip love drama is impossible for us. If we can't always be together, it'd be easier to just end it. Ren must be thinking the same thing. Which joke's on you, girl. That's not what he's thinking.
He's committed.
Yeah. So he says, there's something I want to talk about. Do you have some time? And she's looking like, oh no. And there's a scene change.
Scene change, and we have little feet running and rocking horseshoes because it's Shin. And it says, "Although I'm prepared, I'm still afraid."
Mm-hmm.
And he's running to the VW bus, slides
Yeah.
open the door, sits in there, and he pulls out his phone and it goes beep. And then he checks his email, and it's from Rira, but it's titled Layla.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then it says, "Are you free?" And um, and it says, "I have an interview. I have an interview after 3, but I have 2 hours of free time after the rehearsal. I'll go over." And then there's it says Dan,
Mm-hmm.
Daan, and it scares him. And it's the door opening, and then it says bam, and Rira's wearing a cowboy hat,
Mm-hmm.
which is just like its own question mark for me.
This is the cowboy hat she wore when she first met Chin and like
I know, but I don't understand.
I mean same.
Cowboy hats are like a working man's hat that has a specific job.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's how I see cowboy hats,
That's fair.
right? They're a working hat. Now, like I also understand, there are hats that kind of look like cowboy hats that aren't quite cowboy hats.
Mm-hmm.
They're more fashionable.
Yeah.
It's just like when they're like cowboy hats that have the bendy parts, do you know what I mean?
No, I do. Yep. Yep.
Anyway, she like locks the door and then sits down next to him.
That's what it is. It's giving Buckle Bunny. That's what's up.
Buckle Bunny.
Buckle Bunny.
And so then like she looks over and she's wearing his necklace. They make sure it's there. Okay.
Mhm.
And so then he's looking at her and he's dot 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 and he's like, "That was fast." And she was like, "I was waiting in the car behind you. I couldn't stand waiting that long." And now he's like shocked and there's all the dots. And then she's like, "This car is so cute, heart." Because it's so showy, I found it right away. How nice. Sitting in this car every day?
Yee.
And Jenna's just like over here, just like, okay. And then he's like, "A vehicle that is so showy, I don't think it's that good. But the windows aren't transparent." Oh, I
Mm.
see. So I was like, that's a lot of windows, but they're
Mhm.
not transparent. And so Rira says, "You can't peek in from outside and can't look out." And so now Shin like glances over. Oh, he has dreamy eyes on. He put his dreamy
Mm-hmm.
eyes on. And
Yeah.
he's like, "So we can do anything we like." And then Rira like turns her head and she's like, "What do you want to do?" Question mark. Um, okay. So he's like, "What Rira wants to do? Sincerely look at my," it's like in brackets. It's in
Mm-hmm.
brackets. Sincerely look at my eyes while we have a conversation? Question mark. Was that in one of the letters? Maybe.
I think so. Yeah.
And now she looks shocked. And then she's like, "But I want to do something that you want to do." And he's like, "What, me?" And she's like, "I'm not your customer anymore." And now he looks shocked. Super shocked. He already looked shocked. Now he looks really
Mm-hmm.
shocked. And she looks kind of sad.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's been
Yeah.
groomed, so, you know. Um
Yeah.
And so then he's like, "But what if I want to do what I want to do is no different from what we did before?" And now she starts laughing hysterically and he goes to light a cigarette and says, "Then it wouldn't mean anything. I'll just listen to you talk." And she takes the cigarette and she says, "You doing something for me and me doing something for you isn't the same." And then she kisses him.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a scene change with a tapping of a cigarette.
Yes.
And we're back
And
to Ren and Nana.
yep. And Ren says, "Come on, sit down." And so she does. Not next to him, but next in the
And
chair where they
in
put
the
the
chair
lamp.
across the like at the vanity, and he's like
Yep.
patting the couch.
Yep.
Like,
She's she's like plunk. He's like, "Not over
mm.
there, here, Pat." And she says, "I'm fine right here. It's not like this talk will be conductive to making out, right?" And Ren pauses and he says, "Well, that's up to you." She looks over at him. Like, she's got a cigarette in her mouth, but she's not going to light it. And she says, "What?" And there's like another tap. And now she's really looking at him, like assessing him. And she's like, "Ren's looking kind of scrawny. Is he not taking care of himself?" And now she's like, So she like scoots up from the chair, gets out, and goes plop down next to him. And they're
But not close to
quiet.
him.
No, like on the other
A
side
foot
of the bed.
away.
Yeah, a foot away from the cow, on the couch. And Ren takes, he takes a cigarette out of his mouth and he puts it in the ashtray. And then he goes to reach for her hand and he says, "Nana," because he like pulls her in. And now she's like crying. And she's like, "What is it? Just tell me now before I suffocate and die." And he says, "Marry me." And now her eyes are really big. But she's like still crying. But then he kisses her and we have a scene change.
And she kisses him back.
She does. This is true. He
That's
does.
the important part.
Yeah. See, he wasn't thinking that at all. You, not thinking breakup.
She also didn't say that she was gonna die in my version.
Oh, okay. Mine, remember, Bisbee Media is really
I
dramatic.
know, they're so dramatic. They're so dramatic. So they're like outside. There's like a fountain. There's a bunch of peoples chatting, chatting, chatting. And it's Nobu. He's wearing like a plaid Yasu hat.
Yeah.
By the way, we should have mentioned that earlier. And rectangle sunglasses.
Yeah.
Um, like it's a look.
It's a look. He wants to look like a tranquilizer.
Oh god. And so the people are like he's like looking around everywhere and there's people like chatting. It says, "What are they shooting? Who? Let's go and have a look." And there's like an old man smoking and Nobu's like turning his head really fast and he's like looking here, looking there, like he's looking everywhere. Looking here,
Hmm.
looking there, looking everywhere.
Looking
And
everywhere.
then it says Nobu question mark. And then there's Yuri.
No, that's not you. That's
It's not Yuri.
Miu. Miui.
Miu. There we go.
Damn
It's
it.
Miu.
Miu. What
Yeah,
does she
it's
smell
Miu.
like?
Oh, I patchouli.
But
No, not like she doesn't smell like June and Kyosuke.
right? No.
I feel like she does smell like kind of like clean and earthy.
Mm. So they're clean and earthy scent.
Like something that's like a cute scent though,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because she keeps fish.
She keeps right. She keeps fish. That was my favorite. I was like, she smells like fish food.
I don't think that's probably part of the hint of the smell in there.
Right.
Um, but like I don't know, it has like bergamot in it. Like it has like a,
Mm.
you know what I mean? Like it has like a
Yeah.
undertone of an earthy, like powdery sweet smell.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I think anyway.
It's nice. Whatever. Yeah.
She looks like a stewardess, by the way. She's wearing like a suit with like a name tag.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's Nobu, and then he smiles and says, "What's up? What about rehearsal?" That's what she says to him. Are
Mm-hmm.
you doing this to distract attention or attract attention? Does she mean his outfit? It is really like honestly, it's
Yeah.
ridiculous. Um and it says because I had a break in between, I came to see Miu act. And so she's like, "It's just a small part. The bank officer's uniform looks really good on you. It makes you look more mature." And now she looks like I don't know if she like accepted that compliment.
No, I don't think. I think she's like, thank
Cuz she's had
you.
that sweat bee between her eyebrows for a while.
Right.
Like and it's still there. And she's like, "I noticed that since this morning you've been trying to suck up to me." And he's like, "No. That well, maybe just a little." And he's like super
Mm.
embarrassed. And so now she glances over and she's like, "Don't fool around with adults." And then like walks off.
Oh, dang.
Bro.
In mine, she just says, don't tease a woman. And then
Yeah, no, like straight face, don't fool around with adults. And like turns on her heel. Like,
now he's in this little outfit.
right? Yeah, and now he's like in a kinder, like he's in a kinder outfit and then there's like little tulips like stamps that are on a wall behind him
Because he's a child.
because he's a child. And then he's like, "No, wait up. I may look like a kid, but I'm actually 20. That's considered as an adult." And she goes, "Really? I thought you were in high school." She's like, "I'll be 21 in 3 months." And then she's like, "January, what date?" And she's like she's counting on her fingers, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we have his birthday, January 23rd. He's in
Yep.
Aquarius.
Yep. He's an Aquarius. Did, what,
I haven't made his
did
chart yet. Hold on.
Yeah, I was like, didn't you have the boys down as well? We know that. Let's see,
Yeah, because they're all Aquarians except for Shin
Shin.
because he's a Scorpio and Rira's a Scorpio.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm still gonna
And
put January 23rd, Nobu, in the chat. So I don't remember. So I don't remember. So I don't remember.
yeah,
Um.
yeah. Is it
So
January?
yeah,
Yeah.
because he says the guys in the band are all Aquarians. This is the part. This is that part that I was talking
Yeah.
about. But they're not.
But they're not. They're not Nobu. Just
And so then
you.
it says, "No wonder you like to socialize. I'm sorry, but Aquarius is ruled by Saturn."
Right? I was thinking that when I read it today. I was like, social
But
Aquarius?
but I mean like Aquarius is an air sign and air signs do and like also since like Aquarius is like human form that is also
Mm-hmm.
being vocal. So
Mm.
there's that part of it too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's that.
It's good.
Um but like also Saturn. It's
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Aquarius are weird though. That's why they're weird. Is because they're ruled by Saturn and they're chatty.
I know. That's why I'm just I'm just like, oh, you are a strange.
That's actually why they're weird. It has nothing to do with Uranus because Uranus doesn't count.
Yeah, no, that's I've always wanted that too. I'm like, but you're ruled by Aquarius, but like you feel like an ice cube, but also we're
Saturn,
talking, so yeah. Like,
Saturn, Saturn,
what are you made out
air
of?
sign, air
Mhm.
sign, Saturn, right? Like,
Right.
because
It's my
like
rising.
Saturn in Aquarius is Saturn over the garden wall.
Oh,
Ah, it's Dr. Jekyll
yay.
and Mr. Hyde.
Yep. Which one's
Like
the doctor?
that's
Is it Capricorn?
yeah.
Okay, yeah. I was just, I had to make sure.
The doctor is much more of a traditionalist.
Yes.
Like it's also like I find it really funny because I'm like, okay, so we go Sagittarius, right, which is like mythical
Hmm.
creature, right? And so I kind of put Dr. Frankenstein
Uh-huh.
in in Sagittarius, okay?
I can see
And then
that.
we have Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, right?
Hmm.
And then we have Pisces, and Pisces is the monster
Oh, okay.
because like only Pisces could love the monster.
This is true.
But it has to go through that transition of like not wanting to reinvent the wheel and then wanting to reinvent the wheel and then we end up with a monster.
I'm gonna need you to do Universal Classic Monsters for the rest of the signs, please and thank you.
Because it actually makes sense, doesn't it?
It does, and I also love that. Is Leo the Wolf Man?
I mean, actually, I could see Leo as being like, yeah, the wolf man, like werewolf. Werewolf.
Yeah.
Um,
Werewolf.
but I could also see like a werewolf falling into like a Cancer because of the moon rulership,
Oh, yep.
right?
Mm-hmm. I can
And
see
so like
that.
there's that, oh man, this is fun.
Right?
I've never really thought about like all the monsters.
Right? Oh man, this is the shit that Nate and I get up to like all the time.
Well, because like I started the whole idea of Franken's like the monster being um Saturn and Pisces because of Mary Shelley's natal chart.
Oh, I need the rest. I'm so excited. I need
I,
the
I
rest.
need the rest.
I need the rest. Because this is great. This is so great. Oh, now I'm like, oh, Leo Wolfman or Cancer Wolfman.
It's Cancer
Okay,
Wolfman
okay,
for sure.
okay, Cancer Wolf. Okay, okay, wait.
Well, because like changing.
Right?
Cancers change as fast as the moon does.
Where Wolf? Hello, everybody. This is a new podcast now.
Actually, we could. This would be a fun podcast. We need to get back to the whole like
Now this is the best tangent ever. And also, I think that Phantom of the Opera should be Gemini because he's wearing a half mask.
I
But
think so too. I think we can I
okay.
think we can set that up. And you also should not
Yay.
edit that out because like who cares? That was such a fun tangent.
No, that was great. I'm gonna keep that in, and everyone else is gonna be like, "Oh my
What
god!"
just happened? Sorry guys, we're not sorry.
No, I'm not
Um
sorry.
sorry,
You
not
can,
sorry.
you
So
know,
yeah, so Nobu, I don't even know how that started. Nobu, oh, because Nobu's an Aquarius.
because he's an
Okay.
Aquarius, and we just went from there because you were like monster, and I was like, "I need more. Please give me more."
He goes on to say that all the guys in the band are Aquarians. They're not.
They're not.
Um,
Mm-mm.
no, and I don't remember if it's also in this chapter that we find out that Ren has a similar or the same birthday as Rira. Do they have the same birthday? They talk about their age. Anyway, I
Mm-hmm.
think it's in this chapter. Um, because I've like read this chapter a bunch of times because I referenced this chapter specifically for that part, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so, but anyway, he says Miu is a Virgo, right? Born on the 12th of September, blood type A. I'm also blood type A. Heart.
So much in common.
He stalked her. And he's like, although you look like you're a teenager, you're already 22. After looking at your file at the resource center, it really gave me a shock. But strictly speaking, You're only a year older than me. And now her eyes are like closed, but she's facing him and she's like, that's what they say to the outside world. Like I feel like she's so somber and fucking deadpan.
Uh-huh.
Like when
Uh-huh.
she's like explaining this to him.
Mm-hmm.
And
Just
so then he's like, "So how old are you?" question mark. And she's like 27. Like and she's just like staring down at like she's shorter than him, but she is staring down at him. Like I see her like climbing up
yep.
a little ladder to like stare down at him to judge him.
Right. I also really just wanted this panel separately just because of the way she's just like 27.
27.
Period.
And then he's in shock. He is in so much shock that his hat flies off. And so then now she's like glaring at him and she's like, "You don't have to be so obvious about it." And now he's like shocked and he's like, "Sorry." And then she like like she turns on her heel and she's like, "Forget it. I'm already used to it anyway. You'd better get back to work." And walks off. And then he's like,
Oh.
"Yes," replace his hat and he puts his hat back on. And now he's like stuck in his hat about it because he's in a taxi and he's like, "It's over." And Uni-chan, who's 7 years older than me, wouldn't treat me as someone she could date. Even if we started dating, she'd think I'm not someone she could rely on. No. I'm starting to feel depressed. What am I going to
Mm.
do? And now he's like stuck in his head, and then his phone rings. And it is a woman, and she looks angry and older and in traditional clothes. That could be. And it says, "Hello, Nobu. Are you going to be on a music program today? You should have told me. What a heartless child." It's obviously his mother. She is angry.
He's
And he's
angry.
right. You heartless child.
How dare you?
No, like she's pissed. Rightfully
Hmm.
so.
True, but also he probably didn't tell her because he's like, I didn't think you'd care.
Yeah, but like they do care. Like this is the thing. Okay, they didn't want him to do something that he would fall flat on his face. But also Nobu comes from a good family who wants to take care of him, who has generational wealth, who, yes, sure, maybe had expectations placed upon him, whatever. But the thing is if he would have fallen flat on his face and went home, they would
Hmm.
still allow him to come back and love him.
Yes.
Like, that's the thing. So, of course, his mother would be proud if he was successful. She obviously knows where he's at,
Right.
you know?
Yeah,
And honestly, she's probably giving him an allowance.
probably.
Let's be real.
Hmm.
So he's like, "Yes, yes, I'm sorry. I thought you would see the papers and find out." And she's like, "Your dad has been boasting to the customers proudly. How embarrassing." So now he's like laughing and he's like, "Really?" And she says, "Why don't you advertise our inn on the show, Heart? The beautiful mistress welcomes all, Heart." And he says, "Impossible." And so then she says, "If you're free, come back and visit us. Your father and I are doing well. Use this opportunity to do what you like." And then there's Nana in a memory, and then she's like, "That's how parents are." See? See?
Hmm. So you're right. She knew.
Right. His parents love him.
Yeah.
And we have a scene change, and it's like in, I don't know, it's like a bridge
Yeah, bridge, and we
and
can
a
see,
billboard.
yeah, more advertisement for the Blackstones.
It's still the
And
conversation.
yeah, and he's like, I will. Thank you. I'll do my best. Do my best. Yeah.
He says, "I'll work hard."
I'll work hard. Yeah.
Hmm.
And now we're in like the think boxes. I think it's Nana thinking all this, even though
It's a sexy scene.
it is sexy scene. Yeah, here's doing it part one. And
We have
it's
lots of doing it.
exactly that's why it's the doing it chapter.
Doing it
Um,
chapter.
doing a chapter, and the think boxes say, when I was a child, I thought no one would ever love me. So the winter when I was 16, when I first had sex with Ren, it was like an incredible dream. It didn't feel real, which is interesting that that dialogue is now over Shin and
Yeah,
Rira.
it's over Shin and Rira.
Yeah, and because he's about to be 16.
He's about to be 16. Also, in mine, it says, I thought nobody loved me. Not that nobody would ever love me, but I thought nobody loved me.
Mm,
That's a different context,
it is. It's still so sad.
right? But yeah,
And
and Rira is on top of Shin.
mm-hmm. And she touches his face and she says, Shin. And he opens up his eyes and she says, next week's my birthday. And he says, congratulations. And she says, it's nothing to be happy about. I'll be 23. It makes me feel old. And he laughs and he says, whatever, you're still young. Which is funny because I've had actual conversations with people like about that. They're like, I'm 23, I'm old. I'm like, shut up, you're still young. Like, don't be
Right. I want to be
ridiculous.
23 again.
Hmm. Yes. With all the
That was
knowledge I
over
have.
a decade ago.
Yeah. I'd like to be 23 again, but like with my brain, my current
Well, yeah,
brain.
I want my brain.
Right? Can I take my brain with me?
Yeah.
That would be great. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Dang, there's a lot of messages tonight. So she's like, but I'll be 8 years older than you. I hate it. Is it criminal? And he says, 7, actually. It's my birthday next week, too. I'll be 16. And she says, huh? What day? He says, November 1st, total Scorpio, blood type AB. She says, no way. She says, we're exactly the same. Scary. He says, really? And she goes, the red thread? She holds up a little pinky and she's like, red thread? And he says, and you still don't believe in fate? And
Okay,
she's,
so I have a little note in mine.
oh,
And this
okay.
was something I didn't mention when I was rambling off about Pisces because the two fish that are swimming in opposite directions against each other, they are tied together by a thread. I translate that as the
Oh,
red thread of fate.
oh, I
So,
like that.
right.
Mm-hmm.
But in mine it says note in Japanese slash Chinese custom, those fated to be together are bound by a red thread.
Mm. But yeah, she's like, I sure do believe in it now. And he just smiles at her. And there's a thought box that says, it's a miracle to me that the one I love loves me too. I thought he was the one. And, Rira and Shin kiss. And we have a scene change to Doing It Part 2.
Doing it part two. Nana and Ren. And Ren
Yes.
says, Nana, dot, 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 dot. Are you willing? Question mark. They gaze into each other's eyes. He's very naked on top of her.
He is, which I think is, sorry, I think it's funny. I'm sorry.
It's really funny. Like, he's so naked. I mean, like, his pants, his boots are still on. His pants are, like, at his boots.
Uh-huh.
And then, like, she, like, it doesn't even have her top all the way off.
Nope. And her,
And her
and
skirt's
her,
still on.
yep. And so are her socks.
And so are her socks. And they're on that tiny little couch.
Mm-hmm.
But he's like, "Are you still willing?" And they're gazing into each other's eyes. And then she like there's lots of dots and it goes, "Whew."
Hmm.
And then she's like, "Again, are you some kind of pervert? This is problematic." And he looks like irritated. He's got little dots on his cheeks. And he's like, "I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about getting married." And then her eyes like open. And then she's like, "Impossible." And she closes her eyes again and turns her head. And he's like, "If you don't marry me, I'm gonna go die."
Oh,
God damn it. It's like, but
jeez.
also so dramatic.
Uh-huh.
Fortunately, we only kind of believe you. Um, so then she says, if you want to die, then go die.
Oh, jeez.
And now, like, he's like, if I die, I'll bring you along with me. And then her eyes like get all big. And he goes to undo her choker.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's holding on to her shirt. And and she says, then kill me. And then he tightens her choker.
Yeah.
And then they're doing it again.
Yes.
Mhm. And there's a thought box, and it says, "We were both almost about to die from suffocation. We were about to reach heaven together. Am I also a pervert? I mean, um, I would say, like, according to White Boy Summer, it's vanilla cake. White Boy Winner, excuse me. According to White Boy Winner, I'm gonna choke you, but I'm no killer baby.
Oh no.
Okay? Just
Right? It's fine, right?
mhm. That's the lyrics.
That's
Okay?
the
You just
lyrics.
need a Rubik's Cube.
You just need a Rubik's Cube. Toss it, throw it around a bit.
Right. And we have a scene change, and Shin has his lighter back. I mean,
Mm.
guys, you're not secretive. Like,
Nope.
Takumi already knows.
He does. Don't touch it. It's sacred.
This
um,
is so good. This is so good. I want to know what Yasu says in yours.
okay. He says, "Well, don't you look better, Nana? Were you able to get any sleep?"
Okay, mine, he says, "You look refreshed, Nana. Did you get a nap?"
She says, "Shut up, Baldy. Shut up." And he says, "What are you so mad about? What did I do?" And Nobu says, "No, Nana's freakouts are usually irrational." She's got all the lines on her face. And she's like, she's thinking, she says, "'Cause you guys have no guts. I had sex with Ren again." And then
No.
she's,
Oh, no. Oh, did you say because you guys have no guts?
yeah,
Okay, no, no,
yeah.
no. Mine says, "'Cause you didn't sleep with me, I had to sleep with Ren again." Because
Oh.
he says above Yasu's like, what are you angry for? And then it says, "Did I do something?" And so then she thinks, "'Cause you didn't sleep with me, I had to sleep with Ren."
Mm.
Ah.
I'm trying to figure out if she's moving past the trying the Yasu on phase.
I mean,
I don't know where she is.
I still feel like Yasu is not in love with Nana.
Mm-mm.
He loves her,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think he's in love with her. I think
Not,
he wants to be in love with her,
yeah,
but I think he's too practical to let himself be in love with her.
that's fair. Totally fair.
Right? I know that I said that early on too, where I was like, no, he's not in love with her. I still don't think he's in love with her.
Mm-hmm. Loves her,
I think
not
he
in.
loves her. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Not the same.
Mm-mm.
Shin, Shin's got a question mark and he's thinking, "Are you on the rag?"
Mine says PMS question mark.
PMS? Nope.
I prefer PMS over Are You on the Rag?
Same.
Yeah. It's not as crass or presumptuous.
Yeah. And also, a lot of boys use that as a way to just be mean too.
Exactly. Like, oh,
You know.
you have emotions and you have feelings. You must be PMSing.
Yep. You are an irrational person who can't think because you're crazy.
Right. It's like, I don't know. It's just like that assumption is so yucky, and you would think that we don't have to deal with that anymore. And most of the time, we admit if we're PMSing. Sorry, I'm being a bitch because I have no patience for anything right now. Have a good day.
Right.
Well, that's like me all the time. So I don't know.
we
I
Nana's like,
make myself out to be such a bigger villain than I actually am in life.
"Oh, I don't think you are, but it is interesting to watch people just be like, "Oh, she's being mean." I'm like, "Well, it's the same reaction I have when like someone does something like to Nate or whatever. They're just like, "Nate was mean." I'm like, "Well, what'd you do?"
Right. Like,
It's
it
the
actually takes a
same.
lot, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that's why I think it's funny that, like, I make myself out to be such a big villain when I'm, like, the person, like, in my public life where I'm like, "No, you have to lead with kindness. No, we have to be kind to each other." Right? And so then it's like when I am pissed, it's like, "Oh, no.
Oh.
How much did it take for me to get here?"
Mm-hmm. Kirsten's not leading with kindness today. No, I mean she was until she
Was
wasn't.
until she wasn't.
You mean that whole thing beforehand was her leading with kindness? Why'd she look mean the whole time? Oh, I'm
That's
sorry.
a whole 'nother thing. That's my
She
face.
right. That's my point. I'm just like, oh, did she not mask today? That's probably good because it's tiring for her, but
It
I'm
is. It's
sorry.
exhausting.
I'm sorry she didn't use her cute voice on you, okay? Anyway, not Nana's got like all the sweat beads now. She's like, ugh, the face.
Right?
And she's thinking, and that fool went too far this time. I really lost consciousness. I really almost died. I will never marry him. Why am I such a masochist with angry little tick?
She says it. She doesn't say never in mine.
Oh,
Mm.
well,
Yeah, she says there's, and then squiggle, no way I'm gonna marry him. But she doesn't say
mhm.
never.
Right. Never's a finality.
Mm-hmm.
And
Now
then
we have a new girl.
yeah, we do. She's their makeup artist, and
Oh.
Shin's like, he's got his like little, flirty flirt on because he's like, I think it's the makeup. No, Mika's got skills, heart, and she says, no, it's all pheromones. That's Ren's skills, heart. And no,
Oh,
no.
see, in mine it says adrenaline.
Oh, well, you know.
Yeah, she's like, well, because like in mine it says Shin says her complexion looks better because of makeup, right? That's Mika's skills, heart. And she's like, well, I thought it was because of adrenaline, question mark, Ren's skill. And then Nobu looks like shocked.
Yeah, he's like, oh, and Nana looks like
Nana is freaking out.
she's got gigantic exclamation points over her head, and her
And
hair's
then
standing up on
Nobu's
end.
just Yasu's just silent.
He's like, huh? And Mika says, I saw Ren coming out of Nana's room, heart. And Shin says, well, that's bold, doing it in the practice room. And then he thinks, I lost. I'm like, what did you lose, Shin?
Wait, what?
I don't know.
Interesting. Well, mine says, wow, doing it in the dressing room, so brave. And then it says, I've lost.
Yeah, what did you lose?
Maybe because he wasn't as brave or bold.
Oh, okay. I'm just like, is there a bet?
Because he just did it in the car
Oh,
and not in the room.
s- true. Still a little bold. Could have gotten caught.
No, like he had to be more secretive
True.
for many reasons. And so then
Mm.
Nana yells, no.
Right? She's like, sweat drop, no. And Yasu says, well, that's good. Goes
And what?
back.
No, in mine he says, congratulations.
Oh, I like that. And she says, what's good, Baldy? Or, congratulations.
Yeah, like in mine it says, what congratulations, Baldy.
Right. And then Mika's like, don't worry about it. The staff all know that you two are lovey dovey, like any couple. And she says, we are not lovey dovey. But she's thinking, we're not just any couple either. And then she's like, he just broke into my room. And Yasu says, Nana.
Okay, so my language is a little different. She says, "You don't have to hide it. Almost everyone on the crew knows that you two are sweet on each other. It's normal." She says, "No, we're not sweet at all." And then in the little like thought box it says, or thought bubble, it says, and we're not normal,
Fair.
right? I don't know. I think they're pretty normal,
Yeah. Yeah.
actually.
Mm-hmm. But Yasu says, Nana, even if Ren acts, huh, oh, I hope yours is different than mine. He says, even if Ren acts sleazy, he's still the same as when he was a kid. So try to be at least a little nice to him, please.
Okay, so he says Ren is just acting cool, but he hasn't changed. He's still the same Ren. Be kinder to him, please.
Hmm. Yeah,
That's way better.
that's better. I'm like, why are you calling Ren sleazy,
I don't
Yasu?
yeah, I don't think he was acting sleazy at all.
Right? Nope. Mm-mm. But we have a scene change.
And it's Nobu, and it says so in a narration thought box. It's not because Yasu's harmless, and it's not because he's cool, and it's not because he treats me like his sister. And then is that Shin yelling Yasu with a heart?
It's Naoki.
Oh, it's Naoki. Why is his hair shorter?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, his hair looks shorter. So anyway, Naoki yells Yasu, and he's like sitting. Oh, he's sitting with the rest of Trap Nest on like a weird riser.
Mm-hmm.
Those are like chorus risers.
Mm-hmm.
And so then Yasu walks up to him, and then it focuses on Nana, and it says, "It's because I'm Ren's girl," because she's having like inner thoughts about Yasu. Yeah, it
Mm-hmm.
is. Nana, you fucking idiot. Put the pieces together. And so then Ren looks over, and then there's a smaller box, like panel, and it's Naoki, Yasu, Ren, Takumi, and Rira all chatting. Naoki says, "It's like high school reunion, heart." And Yasu says, "It really is special. What a coincidence." And then Ren is just laughing. Takumi looks irritated and says, "You do that on purpose, right? Using so and so as bait." What?
I don't know. Takumi, what are you
You did
talking
that on
about?
purpose, right? Using so and so as bait? I don't get that.
I don't either.
And then Rira
Mm-mm.
says, she got a little heart, and she's like, "It's because you just want to see me, right?" Maybe it's all like directed towards Yasu?
It might be.
I'm a little confused. Anyway, we go back to narration, and it says Yasu is protecting me with his life because he's doing it for Ren, who can't take action. The relationship between Yasu and Ren is stronger than the relationship between me and Ren because Ren has always been with Yasu since the day he was born. Yeah, there's like siblings, and Yasu protects Ren.
Mm-hmm.
Um, in the same orphanage. And now Nana looks sad, and she looks over, and Ren looks sad. And now we have narration boxes. It says the only thread can rely on has been broken. I, who keeps falling into Ren's embrace, am suffering. No one can save me. Why are you suffering, though?
Mm.
And it says, no one can save me. Only Ren can.
Mm.
And they make eye contact. And then there's an ocean. And then it
Mm.
says, this is my is this my inescapable destiny? And then Takumi is like, "Yo, Nobu, how are you?" and then and then Nana suddenly has like this, like, I don't know, this like soldier suit and like an old school like medieval shield,
Yep.
and
She has knit it up.
jumps in front of Nobu, and it says on guard, and Nobu's like good, and his eyes are all black, and like the narration says, why is it that the more presence of this man can push anyone into their deepest hells? His existence his existence is a sin. He is definitely the demon king. The demon lord.
Right? I'm like, but we established that was Naoki. Like it was
Naoki
Takumi.
knows all the fucking secrets. Naoki knows all the secrets.
Yes.
Naoki knows everything.
Yeah.
And so then above, just like, I don't know, this is just, I don't, this cell is so funny to me.
That's a great cell.
Because like the way that like Ren has like little dots and is just like looking off to the side, like, oh God,
Really, she's
so
gonna kill him.
dramatic.
She's gonna murder him.
Right? And so then above Takumi's head is like, thought. The more I look at it, the more I think your girl is weird. And I assume that's to Ren. And then Rira
Hmm.
is like, long time no see, Nobu and Shin-chan. How are you guys? And Shin is like, long time no see, Rira-chan. And then Nana now is not in her like weird, I don't know, soldier costume, and says she's finally here, the real Rira. The time has finally come. We finally stand on the same stage. And then it's Rira like surrounded by all the sparkles, and it's a sparkle above her head, and there's like a spotlight on her, and like it's just all the pretty. And then Nana's like, she's staring at me. And now she's in her soldier outfit again and looks shocked, and it says charge. and like but Rira's like running to her and then she's like she's coming and there's like feathers flying everywhere and it says charge and then Rira says coming and Rira's like what an honor. Nice to meet you, Nana-chan. But she says Nana-chan heart.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, I'm Rira from Trap Nest. Let's work together, heart. And Nana is like, I don't know. She's got Hachi eyes right now and like little dots on her cheeks, and she's like, "Hi,"
Yeah.
and like her hands are together, and there's a little heart, and her like foot's up.
Yeah, I did. Because in mine, she just asks her to like be her friend, and all I can think of because I remember the scene from the anime, and
Mm-hmm.
when I'm watching it in Japanese, and all I remember, I can't say what she says in Japanese, but I just remember the sound of Nana's voice as she's like, "Hi," just it's like I
Like
don't
honking.
know,
It's like a
yeah,
honking.
yeah, because Rira rolled her charisma stat, and hers is set
Right?
higher than Nana's.
But like Rira's charisma stat, like to begin with as a character, is exceptionally high. And then
Oh,
she rolled a
exactly.
d20.
Right,
Like,
right,
that's what happened.
exactly. Yep,
And
and
like
you know,
and Nana's wasn't good to start.
no, exactly. Like she's hers is so
And then
low.
she rolled a 7.
Yep, and well, and the funny part is like like the stare that she has, where it's like all the sparkles are around her. I'm like, so like Rira's face, where it's just like little pinpricks and stuff. I'm like, that's her, dude. She's kind of.
Right? Mhm.
It's not that she's stupid. It's just she's fun loving and she wants to like
Right.
people. So
Right. Right,
she's
exactly. She just kind of exists, guys.
yeah, and they're just and Nana thinks she's like, oh, she's this big threat, and I'm like, actually, she's just a very
She's
sweet little
just
dum dum.
squishy. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
she lives in a fucking cage, okay? So in the thought boxes it says lost my battling spirit. A woman you cannot underestimate.
She's not a.
Right? Like it's not okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's fine.
She's so mad about that low stat roll.
Right? But she's like built her up to be, I mean, she is ethereal. She is beautiful. She is exceptionally talented. She is so sweet. So like she hasn't
Mm-hmm.
really built her up to be more than who she actually is. I just think that Nana didn't realize that she's a person,
Mm, yeah.
right? Like she didn't realize that she's real.
Yes.
That's what this is.
You're a real human being.
Yeah, but the fact that she wants to like fight her,
Right?
she's
I'm like,
like yeah, first she's like totally willing. She's totally willing to like actually fight Takumi for Nobu, but then she sees Rira and she's like, what do I do?" Like scared.
Yeah.
Like she's scared of Rira but not Takumi.
Yeah,
A little
that's
backwards.
it's a little right.
War Poodle, Nightingale. Which do you choose?
She's like
Choose.
Nightingale.
Choose your fighters.
She's like, look at that terrifying. Well, that's the thing, right? Like we all know that Rira is a beautiful nightingale, but in Nana's head, she's like Harpy, Harpy,
Right.
straight
Right.
up Harpy.
Well, because she thinks that Rira has everything that she wants,
Yes,
but she doesn't know.
she doesn't know.
The
Mm-mm.
grass isn't greener on the other side.
No, it's not.
So we have a scene change, and it's Junko.
It's June. She says, "Damn, what an insane TV." And there's Hachi. She said, I asked Takumi to buy me the biggest one, heart. I redid the interior design on this place too. Another heart. And June says, don't you think you're getting a little overboard? You're getting so spoiled. Why do guys always spoil Nana? And
Oh
now
gosh, but
it's
she's not that cold in mine.
this media making June cold.
I know because she's like you're so happy now and unreasonably spoiled. Isn't he spoiling you too much? Why do
No?
men like to spoil Nana? That part's the same. But like she says you're so happy now. Like if she at least
Hmm.
misses that she's happy.
Yeah, because she is. She
Well, that's all
is.
Nana wanted. Hachi wanted to be spoiled since day one.
Mm-hmm.
Hachi wanted to be a housewife since day one.
Mm-hmm.
and she was not patient. She found a way.
No. Yeah. So now Hachi's got the little puppy ears. She says, "No, I'm not. He's actually strict with me. He says if I'm bad, he won't dry my hair after I get out of the tub. I'm pregnant. I'll catch a cold." That's the definition of her not being spoiled. Is that Takumi won't dry her hair.
She won't blow dry her hair when after she washes it.
Yeah, like, well, very upsetting.
If I'm not a good girl, he won't blow dry my hair after I wash it. What is that? That's him being so strict.
Right? I actually think that's really cute.
It's really cute.
Hachi behavior, no hair blow dries.
Right?
Aww.
No, but like actually like but that's the whole thing. Like
Right?
that's just Hachi.
I know.
Like there could be something absolutely terrible, right?
Hmm.
You
But
won't
it's
even see it as terrible,
right. But it's not even that bad.
right?
Uh, but June's just yelling at her. She's like, "Dry it yourself."
Right?
And now they're sitting in front of the TV, and Hachi says, "I can't wait for it to be 8 o'clock. We still have 2 hours left. Hurry up, shake, shake." And June says, "Well, time passes, even when you don't want it to. Aren't you hungry? Let's get some food delivered." And Hachi says, "Hey, if salad and pasta are cool, I'll make some right now. I made lots of tomato sauce with the tomatoes your parents sent from home." And June now all of a sudden kind of looks like a little like Masato randomly.
Oh, also, mine has a note and says from now on, when there's an asterisk sign beside the word Nana, then the translations are referring to Hachi. Oh, okay. Without the asterisk, Nana translations are referring to Ren's Nana because like the conversation is going to bounce back and forth.
Okay. And June says, "Wow, you turned into an expert chef. You used to be an expert in love at first sight." And Hachi says, "Yeah, I'm really into cooking. My morning sickness is starting to get better. I want to go to a cooking school and become an iron chef. I want to meet other girls in similar situations. Heart." And June says,
Oh,
then
see, in mine it says I made friends with some other housewives.
"Oh, that's
Hmm.
nice. That's
I
nice for her.
know, right?
Living living her little puppy
She's
dream."
living her best little puppy dreams.
Right. With Takumi blow drying her hair after a bath.
And if she gets in trouble, she can't have that.
Oh man. And June's like, "Then coming to Tokyo was worth it if you have something you're really good at." And she says, "But if I lived alone, I wouldn't have gotten this good at it. I don't like cooking for just myself." Girl, same. Um,
Right.
and right. And June says, "Yeah, of course." And then Hachi, now she's all like dreamy, dreamy looking. She goes, "I like cooking for people and seeing them enjoy my food. It makes me feel useful and happy." And June just smiles. Um, and Hachi says, "Plus Nana's cooking was always too salty. I cooked almost every day, so of course I got better. It can't be good for you to eat that much salt. I'm worried about Nana and Ren's well-being." And June says, "So you have the guru to thank for everything." And Hachi's got the little ticks, like, huh? And June says, "You met Takumi through Nana, right?" And then she has the thought of the mahjong table. Um, and June says, "You've been saying this and that, but you seem to be the happiest now, Nana. I think you have your feet on the ground more than before. It's a relief." And then we have, "Hey, Hachi." Because like Hachi's like smiling. She smiles like,
Hmm.
"Oh." Then she said, then there's, "Hey, Hachi." And then we're kind of cutting back ish to the rehearsal. And there's a guy
They're getting
with
ready for the TV show.
yeah, there's a guy with a script. And he's like, "I'll tell you where to stand for the broadcast. Everyone please come up here." And then we're back on like the "Hey Nana" or the "Hey Hachi" said, "Back then I really regretted introducing you to Takumi. But if you're still with that guy and you're happy, that makes me feel better. it's my last ray of hope. And we kind of end the chapter with Takumi, like touching the flower in Rira's hair,
Hmm.
and and just Nala staring at him like, "What's up with this?"
Hmm.
And that's the
And
end.
it says you're the only tie that I can rely on.
Mm, that's fair.
Yeah. And then it's a little panel of Rira and Takumi like in school and sitting next to
Mm-hmm.
each other and drinking tea.
And that was when
And
they
we
were
haven't
like not
yeah,
talking. So
they were young.
they were
They were
young.
young.
Eh,
Yep. But that was it.
yeah, that was it.
That's the
So
chapter. That's
yeah, so
that's
thanks for being here, guys.
that's all the doing it's.
Yep, that's the Doing It chapter. The Doing It is now done. Find us on all the places. Instagram apartment 707 underscore. We got our link tree with all of our stuff on it. So go
All the
check all
stuff.
that out.
Mm-hmm. And I've been posting the episodes to pop up like super early in the morning on Mondays
Oh, okay.
instead
Pop
of
up.
midweek. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Just so you have them for your like school week or work week or whatever.
Cool.
Yep, so they're ready to go. First thing
Sweet.
on Mondays.
On Mondays.
Because now I can
Awesome.
schedule time.
Yee.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, thanks for being here.
Yeah.
We hope you enjoyed this.
Yep.
Um, where do you think movie monsters go in the zodiac? The
Yeah.
zodiacal wheel.
Yeah.
Where do you think they belong? Where do you think sirens go?
Right?
Are they an air sign or are they a water sign? Ooh, tricky.
Ooh.
No, actually,
Yeah, no, actually.
right?
Mm.
Ah, so anyway, I think like those bird ones from, um, is that from the Iliad? The bird ones?
Not
Those ones are air.
Harpy?
Yeah,
Is it Harpy?
harpies.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, they're air.
Those are mythic and not monsters. Anyway, thanks for being here. We love
Yeah.
you. Goodbye forever.
Bye forever.
Hey, Craig.
Hello, Craig. Just missed
Hello, Craig.
hello, Greg. You missed the conversation about the Love Witch and
The Love Witch
the
and her
Love
Machiavellian
Witch.
hermetic husband. Now I'm like deep diving over here.
Right? Just like the lore, see who the little circle is,
It's
find them
such a
out.
it's such a like it's just like a weird little triangle of like a cult community. And like I find it really interesting.
That's fair.
Um,
You
like why not?
true. Do you know what else I really want to watch is Valerie and her Week of Wonders?
Well, let me see.
Because I've never seen it and I really want to.
Valerie. Mhm.
It just looks so
Oh yeah, I've
Nosferatu.
seen it. It's good.
Is it good? Yeah,
Yeah.
like
And it's actually a 1970s film.
mm-hmm. And just look how pretty. Like all the shots, I'm
Mhm.
like, oh, this is so pretty.
Something you might really like is movies from this time period that are Soviet.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? I love Soviet. I keep on seeing stuff for Soviet films. I'm like, why is
Yep.
everything so
It's
beautiful?
so beautiful. Like, what's the pomegranate movie? That movie's beautiful. Let me
Mm,
see. I'll send you one.
yeah, yeah. Gimme, gimme. I need all of it. I don't. It's so lush, and I'm just, what an interesting
Sometimes I
time.
share on Facebook screenshots from that movie because I just love
Mm,
it. The Color of Pomegranates. It's
mm, it's a great title.
I know. It's so pretty. Hold on here.
I want to see the other one where it's like a monk and he has to like keep watch over this like vampire. Well, she's a like a dead girl. It's from the Soviet, and then she like wakes up at like during the night and like tries to
I
like
sent the link of the Google image search in Nonotalk.
yes, yes. Let me see. Mm.
It's so pretty.
Oh.
Mhm.
Oh, this has a Mirror Mask feel.
Uh-huh. Well, I mean, like, it's also just very much like, I mean, like, that's why I know that Jodorowsky, I always say his name wrong, is like an edgelord, and there's like some issues and some controversy, and like there's a whole like rape scene that may have not been real in one of his movies. Um,
Oof.
yeah.
That's oh, wow. Okay.
But it is like very much this time period of like cult films.
Uh-huh.
Like that's also his work, like Holy Mountain.
Okay.
Have you seen Holy Mountain?
No, no, I've just like recently started adding like stuff to this because like one of my ultimate like favorite like just weird movies is Company of Wolves.
Okay.
But I'm also a huge Angela Carter fan, so
Holy Mountain is an actual cult film. It's from 1973, originally in Spanish, I think. Jodorowsky is like, mm, he's Spanish. Uh, but like
ooh.
this is a Mexican film. Did you look it up?
No, I was just sorry, I just saw that The Color of Pomegranate's on YouTube and I'm like,
Oh yeah.
okay, watching that maybe tonight.
So like, yeah, there's a lot of these movies. I really love these movies. But I
Hmm.
generally don't talk about them a whole lot because like it's like just I sent the link for Holy Mountain.
Hmm.
I generally don't talk about them a whole lot because like it's A, it's surprising to me that you are just becoming aware of them. B, I always just assume because like I always just assume that people who know them know them
I mean, that's totally fair. Well,
because
this
it's
is
just such a
interesting.
niche thing that it's like if you found it, you found it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess so mine is like it's not that I don't want to like know this. I think it's just I come late to certain things and I'm like,
Mhm.
"Oh man, you mean this was here the whole damn time?" You know what I mean? Like it's
Right.
cuz like the Klaus Kinski like Nosferatu is like my favorite because it's all German expressionism and it's also from the
Mhm.
70s and it's just lush and pretty and you know.
Mhm. Mhm.
So I was trying to find stuff in that vein recently because I don't know, focusing, becoming obsessed.
Right. That's fair.
So yeah,
Um,
Holy Mountain. Like we just what was another movie that we just watched? We
Holy
watched the movie.
Mountain, like Holy Mountain is also about the travel. Like each of the places they go in Holy Mountain is a planet, like an astrological planet.
Ooh, that's gonna be
It's
fun.
dark.
That's totally
It's a
cool.
journey. It's a
That
journey.
I love that. I love the
It's also a
journeys.
drug movie,
Oh, that's fine.
but don't do the drugs.
No, no, we won't
I
be
don't
doing that.
recommend.
No, you
Um,
you say it as someone who might have been like, well, let's do this while we're watching this.
I mean, you never know.
Fair.
I think it also like sets a certain premise, even if you know what I mean. Even if I know that you like you're not going to, it still sets a premise of this is what you're in store for.
Mhm.
Um,
Did you see the movie Paper House?
Let me look it up.
You should.
I'm
I
a lot.
found
I'm not good with like actual titles something. Like, let me see it.
Yeah, I just because I was looking, people were like, "Oh, if you like Mirror Mask, you might also like this whole chunk of films, of lists." And Paper House was in it, and I'm like, "Oh, I want to watch this
Oh,
movie."
I
And then
haven't seen this one.
oh, you should. It's on Internet Archive.
Okay.
And she builds a world on paper, and it comes to life,
Okay, I'm into that.
right? That's why I was like, I'm here for it. The soundtrack is beautiful, just so pretty.
And you said it's on archive.org.
Uh-huh.
Okay. One movie, and I've never been able to find it. And then Kraftwerks included part of it in like one of their music videos, and it's a Russian film, and it's something like teenagers from outer space or some nonsense like that. And like these aliens come down and like these teenagers go into like the spaceship and they're able to like essentially get like instant plastic surgery.
Huh.
I need to find it. I haven't been able to find it, and years ago is the last time I looked, and the internet is a lot more than it used to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I initially found the title in this small like beautiful art magazine that used to be published in Portland, called Coil House.
Oh.
I wonder, they used like they stopped publishing because like, it's small magazine, small, like, very expensive magazine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I'm curious because they for a long time. Oh, they did. Okay. So they still have their let's see. They still have their website up.
Nice.
Did they start publishing again? No. I like had every one of them, but they didn't have very many. It was
Mm-hmm.
actually, now that I'm scrolling through, it was actually in issue number 5 where
Mm-hmm.
there was the article featuring Neil Gaiman and Amanda Palmer when they got together.
Oh man, that was a while
Yeah.
ago.
Oh yeah, this was like let's see. The first issue came out in 2008. The second
Mm-hmm.
one, 2008. Let's see. The third one, 2009.
Mm-hmm.
See, it looks like there's 2 issues a year.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Because they're like books. But there's only 6 issues in total.
Wonder.
Um, but they have all of their articles listed as an archive on the website, and so they also do have movies, um, that fit into this vein of like art film.
Nice.
So
Nice.
we have comments, of course we have. There's actually not that many. I'm
Interesting.
surprised that people aren't popping off,
Right? Same.
right? I mean,
Oh.
just, one of the comments was deleted. Oh, one of the comments was deleted, but the replies are still there. And
Oh.
yeah,
I'm ready.
right? And like, so it says this comment was deleted. And so now that person is just known as guest. And it says, "We stand no pedophile in this house," by a
What?
PG. I'm assuming it's about Rira.
Oh, okay.
And then the response, and then Quan Aaron says, "I know, right? They make me feel sick." And that was to the deleted comment. So, and not to a PG. I know, right? They make
Mm.
me feel sick. And then Ash responded to that also, and it says, "I completely agree with you. It's disgusting and immoral as can be, but it is completely legal in Japan. The age of consent is 13. Luckily, they're going to raise it to 16 at least. Should be 18 though for anyone over 23 IMO."
Hmm.
I kind of, yeah, I do agree with that.
Yeah.
Um, and then somebody responded to Ash because Ash responded to the guest. So I wonder what that deleted comment is because the first one says, "We stand no pedophile in this house." The next one says, "I know, right? You make me feel sick." And then it was Ash's comment breaking down, the legal age in Japan. And
Which
then it's
is
like,
important
it
context.
isn't like, again, we've talked about it so many times in
Mm-hmm.
what is the social expectation, the cultural understanding. It doesn't mean that it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
We know that um, child exploitation globally is an issue.
Mm-hmm.
We know that. We have society and sex culture built upon it. I mean, even if we think about just like the age of models,
Mm-hmm.
when they start modeling,
Yeah.
right? And that they're hypersexualized
Yep.
and they're made to look more mature. So like it's a global issue, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Um and so we have to remember those things. We have to remember that we're talking about a culture.
Yeah, I'm sure someone. I'm gonna assume that the person was probably saying that they like Shin and Rira together.
Cute.
It, they are,
If you don't think about the age thing,
right? Which I know everyone's hyper focusing on, and I get it.
right? And it does need to be, but there's a reason why. Aizawa put it in there.
Right.
She was
Exactly.
thoughtful
Mhm.
in bringing up very real problems.
Mhm.
Um, so somebody named Camilla responded to Ash and was like, actually, the age of consent for minors, if a 13-year-old had sex with another 13-year-old, that is going to be taken as a consensual relationship, and the consequences would be equal for the legal tutors of both of them. But if it is between a minor and adult, that is totally a rape. Not necessarily. I don't know, because we looked into all of this
Yes.
in one of the earlier, yeah. So I would say, could you like I would ask Camilla to cite that.
Yeah, and I know we also talked like last time too how I think both of us are a little exhausted by how much people just focus on Shen's
Job, like who Shin
job.
is, how Shin survives.
Mhm. Yeah.
It is.
It's like
Like,
why why is this the only talking point?
right, there are so many talking points. And yes,
Mhm.
they are important talking points. It's not to take away from or derail, right?
No.
But it's
No.
like this is his character.
Yeah. And has been since we met him. So,
Right, exactly. Yeah, like consistently.
yeah.
The
It
whole
just
the whole time.
the
The
whole
whole time.
time. So here we are
Right.
um again.
Um, so Painkiller says, funny how even Takumi and Layla, that being with minors isn't okay. Like, even Takumi, Layla, what the fuck are you doing? Even Miyu, who's made like two appearances, deserves more sympathy since she rejected Nobu for thinking he was a minor. Oh my god. And worst of all, Shin seems to be in love. I mean, the relationship is bad enough as it is, but I've got a feeling he's gonna end up really hurt. Uh, Now here's
Mm,
another thing, okay? So like, okay, so like, let's just entertain this.
okay.
Okay, let's entertain this. This is what this is. There's also a point that I want to make though within entertaining like them in a relationship, right?
Mhm.
Rira did not groom Shin.
Mm-mm.
And I think that that's also an important distinction to make. Now, Shin has been groomed, though.
Mhm.
So Shin does not know. You know what I mean? Like, I do
Mhm.
believe that Shin does have, like, the moral, like, or developmental, like, constitution to know that it's a problem.
Mhm.
And so does Rira because she says, I'm going to be older.
Mhm.
Like, she doesn't like that because she does have genuine feelings for Shin,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And, like, teens and children who are groomed, their brains are wired wrong,
Mhm.
differently. It is a form of abuse.
Right.
So like I can't see that other side. Like I don't approve of what Rira's doing, but it's also like not my choice in that situation and they're fictional characters.
It's it, yeah. It's a whole well, and also we talked about like Rira's mental state too. So,
Yeah, Rira has stunted like a stunted maturity level.
mhm.
I really do think that.
Yeah, I can see it for sure. So
She
it's like,
hasn't she's never been allowed.
mhm.
Like she's at an emotional level as Shin.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
really. Um Anjniska. I know I butchered that, but it says IO. The scene with Nana and Ren, excuse me? Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's kind of also drawn funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ren looks so funny.
Just fully naked except for my boots.
Um, so Leah says Takumi arrow arrow Rira. At this point, she's a fucking groomer. This is so awful. That's not grooming.
Mm-mm, that's not the
That's not grooming.
definition. Cool.
Uh,
You've you live on the internet, you heard a word.
right? Like that's not grooming.
Mm-mm.
Um, so yeah. Anyway,
Yes.
and then that other person, the one that commented about Nana and Ren commented again. It says Miu can take lessons from Rira. LOL. Oh fuck. I'm here for it. There's one dislike. Um, by Dreamcat09. I don't even know who you are. You've never commented before. Your dislike doesn't count because that was funny. So yeah, that's all the comments. There wasn't like,
Oh, yeah,
I
no.
know, I
Mm.
know.
Yeah, I could have sworn more people would be. But no, we're still here on the same talking points. Not even about the spicy stuff. Just
Hey,
we hate Rira now, I
yep,
guess.
we hate Rira again. Wait, have we hated Rira yet? No, not yet. There will be another reason later.
No,
Um,
they're just, uh, you know, pigeonhole, grooming, she's a pedophile, blah blah blah.
right. But it's like I don't think Rira's a groomer. I wouldn't qualify that as grooming.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Also, like, this is just kind of me, but I do think that there was something like sketchy, or, you start to feel, oh no. I think Yazawa would have drawn it. She would have drawn the interactions
right.
between Shin and Rira
I really do
differently.
think so too. I really do think yes, she would have changed, you know, um she would have changed that. Just like
Mm-hmm.
when we see Shin with his madame.
Mm-hmm.
Very different interaction.
Yes. And her
Like,
older lady eyebrows.
right. Right.
Right.
Right. She's the older version of Rira, her old lady eyebrows.
Yes.
Um it took me a minute. But yeah, you know what I mean? Like that interaction is very different.
Yes.
Notably, it's sensationally different.
Like
And
the
I
look
think that
on
that's.
Yeah, like the look on Shin's face when he's around her is like, standing in the doorway, he looks kind of very sad, but then he puts on like this pretend face of like, good morning, the whole it feels very, I don't know. He's playing the role of,
Yeah, for
you
sure.
know, and that's different.